as the long-priced Annabelle Neesham trained filly, Jaharat Dubai. Light is on and we're ready to go. First is 7 here for the midweeker. And they're off and racing. The favourite McKenna left well together with Silver Cliff is having a bite for the lead. Moving up on the inside is Kira Girl and bursting on the scene now pretty quickly there is Pajanti. So Pajanti just leads from Silver Cliff. Now meantime the favourite's caught 3 wide. McKenna settling in 5th as Kira Girl drives through into 3rd position on the rails, and the inside of Purana and McKenna is stuck 3 wide, no cover the trip now, followed by Alvina's Luck, Pesquiera, Bright Red, and Jaharat Dubai settles last of all. So down the side, and Pajanti in front from Silver Cliff, a length and a half to Kira Girl. They're followed then by Purana. Then came Alvina's Luck on the inside of McKenna, a length and a half Pesquiera from Bright Red, and Jaharat Dubai's last of all as they straighten up. And Pajanti in front, the second favourite in the race, led by a length and a half to Silver Cliff. Then came Kira Girl. Alvina's Luck making good ground towards the rails. McKenna's a shot duck back in the field. Inside the 200, Pajanti in front. Alvina's Luck is coming off heels to throw down a challenge. It's Pajanti in front of Alvina's Luck. Alvina's Luck. Kira Girl warming up late. Pajanti keeps kicking though, and Pajanti wanted a half length to Kira Girl. And ahead away third, Alvina's Luck. Then came Bright Red. Jaharat Dubai warmed up late, followed by Silver Cliff. Then came Pesquiera. McKenna's finished near last, along with Paruna.
Look to my eye to be 8, 5, 1 and 3. 8 though, Pajanti was absolutely fantastic there for Gerald Ryan and Sterling Alexiou. We've always been told this 3-year-old daughter of Piero has the ability. Well, she was able to jump, settle on speed. Tim Clark knows what he's doing on those front runners, doesn't he? And was able to stave them all off late. Some good runs in behind. The 5, that being Kira Girl, just took a while to warm up, had every chance and has ultimately gone down 1/2 to 3/4 of a length. The 1 will run third, that being Alvina's Luck. First up, a bit of promise there for Ron Quinton. Loomed into the race, but maybe just peaked with 50 or so to go, and Bright Red ultimately completing that first 4. But a fantastic win for a filly that, as I said, has shown a lot of promise and finally converts it to a race day win. Brad?
It was good to see her deliver. I don't know if it was plan A to find the front today, but that's why you put the best jockeys on. Tim Clark summed it up in the early stages, got a breather there and gave a kick in the straight, and for all money you thought that Alvina's Luck was going to grab her in the final strides, but she digs in for the fight and she gets that maiden out of the way. Alvina's Luck, she did loom, and I think you're right, Ben, she just peaked on a run. Kira Girl, she ran well despite a big drift in betting, ended up starting double figure odds, so maybe a win just around the corner for her. And if you backed the favourite McKenna today, she travelled deep throughout, so the race didn't really go to plan for her, and she'll keep for another day. But Pajanti, she's on the board.
Yeah, ever since that debut run there at Wyong, you thought, oh, this horse has a bit of ability. We've needed a few more runs and a break before we've finally seen it, but that was a promising return.
Yeah, it was, Ben. She's always shown good ability, and I thought she would have won a maiden before today, but Kiora has been really patient with her, and she's an expensive yearling, at a great pedigree, and no, she's going the right way. We rode her back in the trial her first time, and this time in the first trial Tim rode her back, and she only went through the motions. So the other day, the last trial got a bit more aggressive on her, so decided to do that with her. You know, she's a pretty laid-back filly, so perhaps you've got to stand over her.
Were you a little surprised to see her so close to the speed today, up there?
No, we thought she'd be in the first 3. I said, Tim, be in the first 3 if you can. If you lead, so be it. Yep.
Nice versatility there going forward to be able to show that positional speed. That'll get you into a lot of races.
Yeah, true. You know, there's a couple of nice fillies races coming up over the carnival we'd like to aim her at, and whether she's up to that class just yet or not, but got to owe it to Kiora to do it.
All right, let's hope that she is up to the standard. Good work.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks very much to Gerald Ryan there. Gets a win, and he spoke about Kiora stud. They put a lot of money into the sport, Shani. They had a couple in this one with Peruna as well in the same colours, but it is Pajanti that gets the win, and Tim Clark, who was favourite in the Jockey Challenge, picks up a few points. So race time 1:10.34, and the last 600 35.05. That overall race time hand timed by the looks of things. I'll leave it to you for a chat with Tim.
Thank Thanks, Ben. Just leave me hanging for a minute or two.
You'll be right. You're a professional, Shani. You got this. And it was 6 seconds for what it's worth.
It'll feel like a minute. Jim's just making it all official now, and we can ask him about this filly. He's had a lot to do with her. He rode her last preparation. He's been on board in both trials. It was good to see her do that today.
Yeah, it was. She's promised a bit, and it was time that she started to put them performances on race day, and wasn't necessarily the plan to lead, but she ended up there, she relaxed well, gave a good kick, and when she heard them coming late, she responded. How
far do you think she'll get? I don't want to put you on the spot or anything, but do you think she'll just keep stepping up now?
Yeah, she'll get out to sort of 7, I think, but I'm not sure she'll stretch too far out, but she's more sort of sprinter, and I think she'll be better when she gets to sit off a hot speed.
How was that track?
Yeah, it's good. It's probably close to a 4, but it's not firm. No, it should be a good day's racing.
Thanks, Tim.
Thanks.
Fence dominated the first. The favourite McKenna covered extra ground and was a spent force a long way out. Ready to go now. The light is on. Ready for the 1200 metre maiden. And they're racing. Jarev jumped okay off the inside, but New Forest bounded out of the gates in front, and J Rev will use the fence to join it. Zale goes to third, followed by Invader Zim improving. A length clear from Mark Casey deeper out. Then Suspect, Northern Eyes, drifting back a little bit now from Edited By. And the roughie Den Saul settles last of all. J Rev's going pretty keenly now. Out by 2 lengths on New Forest was Zale in third position. Then came Invader Zim. Mark Casey's caught 3 wide, pushing forward now mid-race. Further back to Northern Eyes on the inside as Suspect. And the last 2 Edited By on the outside of Densor. J-Rev leads inside the 600 by a length. In second position, New Forest just being reined up a little bit. And going full bore now around the turn. Marchese trying to sustain a wide runner. Further back to Zale Invaders in going back towards the inside. At the 300 and J-Rev holds a good lead. Out by 2. 3 lengths Invaders him is starting to knuckle down to the task, and still there Marchese the outside despite the wide run. Invaders Zim now is really getting serious, and Invader Sim races to the lead with Marchese going to second, but it's Invader Sim with clear running today too strong. Invader Sim by 2 to Marchese. J-Rev third, followed by Zale, then came Edited By. New Forest weakened out. Northern Eyes never got into it, nor Suspect, and the roughie Densor finished where the market suggested it would.
Beautiful steer and lovely win by Invader Zim. And for those who tune in to Punters Intelligence on Tuesday nights, you'll be rejoicing. Nick Burney made this his best thing across the card and gets the chockies. So well done to him and all of his followers. 3-year-old son of Invader gets the victory at start number 3. Second up from a break here today. Back to the 1200 metres and punched through that gap beautifully to claim victory. The 7, Marchese has run second. Another promising run, and a win isn't too far away this prep. Jarev was brave up on speed, but ultimately faded that final 100 and the 13, that being Zale, ultimately runs in for 4th with Gary Nixon training that galloper. It is tight, just confirm that. The 4 is quite prominent in the photo as well. It's tight, but I think the 13 will claim that 4th spot. So 5, 7, 6 and 13, Bradley, in a race number 2.
Yeah, he saw plenty of daylight today, didn't he? Invader Zim, and he put them to the sword over the concluding stages. Brave run by Marchese, covered ground, and was a little bit keen there throughout. Jarev gave a kick like it was going to be in the finish, just a couple too strong over the concluding stages. And Zale was a bit of an eye-catcher. He's still so raw, he has no idea what he's doing. He raced in patches, but was coming again through the line. So maybe one for next campaign, but as far as today's race goes, pretty dominant there at the finish, Invader Zim.
No, absolutely fantastic. Nash did a good job with Invader Zim, but needed to finish the job and did exactly that. That must have pleased you, Chris.
Yeah, it did. It's a special horse. Karen McDowell from our office is the reason we've got the horse. Her mum, Sharon, from New Zealand Bloodstock, sent the horse over here on behalf of the owners, and he came over with a bit of a rap from New Zealand. He's been a bit unlucky, including last start. And it was good to see when that gap came today that he showed good acceleration.
Okay, I've had a look up at the results at Doomben today too. 2 Quinellas to the stable already as well, and a family connection in one winner, and poor old Charlie got beaten there unfortunately. Charlie Duckworth.
Charlie wins every day.
He wins every day getting to work with you. More winners than you can believe. You guys have done a great job. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Yeah, Chris Weller's team, they brought 17 here today. I'm glad they didn't need to use the truck, obviously training at Rosehill. Would have cost them a fortune in petrol if we were anywhere else. But 17 runners out of, how many did we have across the board? 60 odd in the end after scratchings. I think it was 68. But Nasrilla gets a win. 5, 7, 6 and 13. The overall time 109.64, and that last 600 in 35.38. The margins, it was pretty comfy in the end. 1.5 lengths by 1 1/4 lengths, but 1.5 lengths the winning margin as number 5 Invader Zim and start number 3 gets the win. Hey, I reckon, Shani, Nash is going to feature pretty prominently on Black Bookers tomorrow night. His ride at Canterbury on Friday was a 10 out of 10.
There was a few 10 out of 10s. Which one?
Good question. Ask him. Because post-race he described himself as one of the best in Sydney. And it was fair enough too. He came from last to first, never went around a horse.
It was, yes, I remember it, Ben. The horse, the name escapes me. Nash, the rating was on the board with his horse's first up run. It was good to see him do that.
It was, yeah. Probably undersold the horse too, but yeah, no, look, he had no luck there last start at Canterbury, and today he was able to sort of make his own luck. Getting a prominent position, and you know, with the run under his belt, he was nice and fit down to the line.
Did he always travel like a winner?
He did, yeah. He got into a beautiful spot today, and they sort of wandered out to the middle of the track there slightly in the straight, and I was just able to save all the ground and you know, get a good run through in the best part. So look, he's a horse that, you know, probably should have won his first up run really. So onwards and upwards for him, but he's had a really good grounding now.
Well done.
Cheers.
A mile and a half ahead of them. Fun Sunday, very restless in the gates. Yarrawonga just kicked out there. Racing, Yarrawonga's jumped out okay. Welshie Boulevard's jumped particularly well in the centre and is moving forward on the outside of Yarrawonga and Fun Sunday. Angel of Light parks behind them, sits down on the fence from Mon Felicity. Fun Sunday all right there, just being snatched up. Yeah, it might be okay. The Englishman's well back in the field, and Loving Silla is last of all. Yarrawonga takes the lead now clearly. It's Yarrawonga in front by length. Wilshire Boulevard goes to second. Angel of Light third. Insider Trader on the improve going to fourth in front of Mon Felicity. They're followed then by Loving Silla. Yeah, Fun Sunday was just being eased back there and sort of lost its action for a little bit. Looks fine now, and the Englishman is last of all. So it's the favourite in front, Yarrawonga. Yarrawonga down the side section of the course, leads out by a length and a half at this point from Wilshire Boulevard, parked on the outside of Angel of Light, and then came inside a Trader there in the blue cap, fourth, one out, one back. 2 lengths to Mon Felicity on the outside of Loving Silla. Then Fun Sunday, and the Englishman sees them all as they start the run down the back section of the course. 1,300 metres to run, and the favourite Yarrawonga looking to make it 3 of his last 4. Yarrawonga in the hands there of Clark, leads at the 1,200 metres by a length on Wilshire Boulevard. Angel of Light getting every hope there, third on leaders back. Then come inside a Trader, further back to Loving Silla on the inside of Mon Felicity, and still the last 2, the Englishman and Fun Sunday. They go inside the 1,000 metres now and a race towards the M4 side of the track. Yarrawonga in front by a half length to Wilshire Boulevard. Angel of Light still travelling well in third. Half the outside to inside a Trader. 2 after Loving Silla from Mon Felicity. Now Fun Sunday's peeling 3 wide, starting to creep into it. And the Englishman sits back last of all. Only about 5 lengths off the lead as they start to bunch up a bit. And Yarrawonga being nudged along in the lead now from Wilshire Boulevard. They're followed by Angel of Light bolting behind them looking for room. Now wider out inside a Trader. Fun Sunday under the whip coming wide as they straighten up. Mon Felicity's got well back in the field now. 3:50 to go. Yarrawonga being joined by Angel of Light the outside. They're really slogging it out here. Yarrawonga with a kick on the inside of Angel of Light. 2 lengths to Wilshire Boulevard. Nothing really making ground. It's only happening up front here. Yarrawonga trying to fight back. Yarrawonga from Angel of Light. Head and head they go down to the wire. And Yarrawonga's lifting for favourite backers. Yarrawonga, he lifted one at a head to Angel of Light. Loving Silla third, followed by Wilshire Boulevard. A gap back to Mon Felicity, Insider Trader, the Englishman, and Fun Sunday finished last of all.
Oh, what a fantastic preparation it's been from this 6-year-old son of Australia. Won last start at Warwick Farm, had won prior to that at Kembla Grange. So this is a third victory this prep, and each and every start just so brave. Looked to be beaten there. Angel of Light had the beautiful run in behind, leaders back, peeled out at the top of the straight, had the entire Rosehill straight to run it down and couldn't quite do so, ultimately running it down to a neck or so. The 6 Loving Silla will run third, but never really loomed as a winning chance, and the 7 Wilshire Boulevard was there up on speed and kind of plodding away for much of the straight. Again, beaten a couple of lengths and never really in winning contention, but Yarrawonga just keeps on getting that job done, Brad.
All honours to the winner, 59 kilos. He made all the running. You thought for all money that Angel of Light was just going to peel off his back and just get him over the concluding stages. He dug in for the fight, and he did it on a drier surface today. So his 2 most recent wins, a heavy 10 and a soft 6 today on a soft 5, probably verging towards a good track. So good to see him show that versatility, and how about the fight he showed over the concluding stages. So he's building a fantastic little record. Angel of Light tries she might, just couldn't build into that margin or just chip into that margin late, fell just short. Loving Silla did a good job, given it was a race that was on speed dominated, and Wilshire Boulevard had a chance from having settled outside the lead with no weight on her back. But hard to begrudge the winner. He did it the tough way and was really strong that last little bit.
And for all of those trainers out there who think a pre-race interview puts the mock on your horse, just let this stand up there as evidence that that's not true. Adrian, well done to you. Yarrawonga brave again.
Yeah, he certainly was. As you said, he continues to, find that improvement. Maybe the improvement today was another Tim Clark special. He was able to rate him beautifully out in front, and that's the style of racing that this horse enjoys. Is just able to find a lovely rhythm throughout. He's sort of not explosive and not sort of really able to put them away, but he's a nice grinder. He'll be there for a long time for you.
Do you feel as though he's found his mark? 6 years old now, or is there still a bit of upside there?
Yeah, look, I still feel there's a bit of upside to go through his racing. Even though he's 6-year-old, he's still lightly raced. As I said, he's still, I think he's strengthening all the time. He's improving each time I feel he stepped out. So we'll keep trying to take him through his grades and, let the owners enjoy racing a nice horse.
Well done. Let's hope it's not the last time we chat today.
Thanks very much.
Adrian Bott there. Well done to he and Gay Waterhouse, the stable flying. As I mentioned, they've got a fantastic hand on Saturday. Stormboy, Prost in the Skyline, and who else have they got? Tropical Squall, who's one of Shani's favourites actually, is there in action on Saturday as well, all things being equal. The race time, 2:30.37, the last 600 in 36.6, and the margins a long head and 1 3/4 lengths between second and third. Numbers there 1, 4, 6 and 7, and for those who took the short price about Tim Clark in the Jockey Challenge, you're feeling on pretty good terms with yourself. I think that's 7 points already, 3 races down, Shani.
Indeed, Tim, he's putting a nice little record over this trip. He's such a dour horse. He had to fight for that, but he did it.
Yeah, he did, and just feel that he's had a couple of wins this prep, and he's got a bit of confidence, got a bit of mojo, and the second horse challenged him there, and he dug out plenty with the 59.
Is he an easy horse to ride, or does he take a bit?
No, he's pretty easy. He sort of rates himself really. Takes a bit of winding up, but as I said, he's racing really well. He just needed a bit of confidence, I feel, after just sort of not getting on the board last time in, but he's in good form at the moment.
Well done.
Thanks.
still more money on Limburg overall.
Was this on Monday, and it's now joint favourite. Stand by for a start. Ready? And they're racing. Very good line out. Harpen jumped well together with Seafall, and going up on the outside is Limburg. Towards the inside, Cormac T and St Andrews. King go for the lead. Harpen has it by about 3/4 to Cormac T. Limburg is caught just a little bit deep with St Andrews holding that spot on the rails. Just behind them all two, Rosie, followed them by Sirius Blue. He just had to ease back a fraction there. Sirius Blue getting close to heels. Automation the outside. A length and a half to Out of Aces, followed then by towards the inside was Outlander as they start the run down the side. A length and a half further back to Seafall in the black jacket, and Legislate last of all. Harpen leads down the side. Limburg got to second. All two Rosie cast 3 wide, followed by St Andrews on the inside of Cormac T, and Automation whipping up into a 3 wide spot, about 3 off the lead. Further back to Sirius Blue down on the fence. Out of Ace has been nudged along. Then came Outlander from Seafall, and 3 lengths away to Legislate. 450 metres to run on the corner, and Hartman leads the way from Lindbergh, and all two Rosie the outside. Automation comes up 4 wide. Cormac T's being wound up between runners at the 300 metres, and now Lindbergh given the cue. Lindbergh put the head in front and only ahead to Automation. All two Rosie. Cormac T's not doing enough by the looks of it, and the other favourite Lindbergh's under siege as Automation hits the lead narrowly from all two Rosie. Lindbergh, and flashing home at the end of Seafall. Got up. Seafall's bloused them out. Seafall knocked off Automation, and I think Limburg kicked on for third in front of all two Rosie. Then Cormac T, who plotted a little bit behind them, followed by Out of Aces, Hartman, further back to Outlander from Sirius Blue, St Andrews and Legislate.
Oh, Seafall was a huge run there last time out and has brought it today to Rosehill, proving too strong. That was a big win by the 3-year-old daughter of the Autumn Sun. We saw a couple of his progeny going around in this one, but it is number 13, Regan Bayless and Chris Waller, who get the win. The 7 Autumn Nation was there, and maybe they're a little early. Hit the lead and then just had to think about things and bumped into one that just closed that little bit too strong. Start for this preparation, though, can build from that, and next time out we'll take a world of beating. The 2 Limburg has stuck on him in for third, and the 19 All 2 Rosie has been, I think it's run 4 seconds already this preparation. Now it adds a 4th to the collection. So it's been there or thereabouts, but we'll have to wait another day to get the win. As for the horse that got absolutely hammered, Cormac T, we didn't see too much from that galloper, who was backed into a $2.60 favourite. So a bit of a blowout there in the first leg of the quaddie as Seafall gets the win, Brad.
Yeah, you could have hailed 4 or 5 different winners there halfway down the straight. Didn't really know where to look, but turns out Regan Bayless gets the timing spot on right down the outside and comes from well back in the field. So big win from this filly. So she jumped out of the ground third up, the benefit of a couple of runs under her belt, and wasn't she strong that last 100 metres in particular. Autumn Nation stuck to a task really well. The same could be said for Limburg, having made the speed there and had to do a bit of work there to cross Cormac T in the early stages. On Cormac T, he just never really looked comfortable in behind. I don't think he got a lot of galloping room, but there wasn't a lot of dash when Nashawilla asked. So he'll keep for another day. The plunge misses, but I still think he's a handy enough horse in the making. But Seafall right down the outside.
Yep, right down the outside and proving a bit too strong on what's proving to be a pretty big day for Chris Waller and his team, both here and in Queensland. Well done.
Yeah, it was a good race. I love this Rosehill meeting. It helps bring the sort of the next generation on a nice big track, and you saw there she settled back second last and came with a beautiful run, and it was an Autumn Sun Quinella, and I think I'm hearing a lot of people talk about them. Ours have been just taking a bit of time, but it sounds like everybody's got a nice Autumn Sun, and now's the time you'll see them start to stand up.
The second horse, Autumn Nation, was enormous, pretty much wide the trip, and was there to be beaten late. Unfortunately, the stablemates just peeled off the back and proven that bit too strong, but that was a promising run.
Yeah, my word. I think had she had the run some of the others did, I think she wins the race hands down, but certainly not taking anything away from the winner.
Well done to you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to Chris Waller and the team, and the big pool of owners there. I can see a stack of names alongside this horse's name in the book, so well done to all of you with Seafall. And as he said, that's a big moment there, the Metro Midweeks for the Autumn Sun, getting the Quinella, and I think that's the third Quinella for Chris for the day, both here and Doomben, Shani, and maybe the fourth winner. So he's having a bumper day. 13, 7, 2 and 19. 1:30.15 the overall race time, and the last 6 in 35.69. The margins a long head by a neck, and time to absolute perfection by Regan Bayliss.
It was indeed. Regan, I must admit, I never thought you looked the winner at any point. Did she feel it?
Yeah, she did. She gave me a lovely feel throughout the whole race. But just rolling along enough where we could find that beautiful rhythm and sort of tucked in around the corner, and once I popped her out, I was only within sort of 2 lengths of elimination. I was pretty confident I could pick her up.
Going forward now, do you think she'll be able to keep stepping up? Because she looks like she's got it in her.
Absolutely. She gave me a great feel then. I think the further she goes, the better she's going to get, and once she gets up to 2,000 metres plus, it's going to be a lovely filly.
Good job.
Thank you.
And we're just about ready to go. Brock Ryan in the saddle for Robert and Luke Price, and the light is back on. Stand by for a start. Racing now. And the Last Straw left particularly well. Last Straw puts the head in front early from Our Gold Hope. Bolero Bellows right there in the early part. Mare of Mount Buller settled in 4th position and about 2 lengths off the lead. A gap or 2 further back to Colours of Autumn from Czar Rose. Then Good Banter on the outside of About a Girl. And Waikato Girl has been snagged right back to last. So Last Straw leads them up. Out by a half length to Our Gold Hope, who's just pulling a bit on the outside. Bolero Bell leaders back 3rd. Then the favourite Mare of Mount Buller, followed by About a Girl who rails to 5th inside Colours of Autumn. They're followed then by Good Banter, who's back on the inside as Rose, and 2 lengths away to Waikato Girl. 800 metres to go. Last Straw in front narrowly from Our Gold Hope. Then Bolero Bell from Mare of Mount Buller the outside. 2 lengths further back to About a Girl, sharing that position with Colours of Autumn. Then came Good Banter from Czar Rose, and Waikato Girl will have to come from last to beat them. 8 lengths off the lead, which is Last Straw from Our Gold Hope. And now peeling 3 wide the favourite Mare of Mount Buller. McDonald puts her into the race at the right time as they straighten up, and Mare of Mount Buller sustains the run. Moved up to head off Our Gold Hope and Last Straw. Colours of Autumn running on fairly well, and then came Bolero Bell inside the 200. Mare of Mount Buller gets about a length in front from Colours of Autumn, who's knuckling down the outside. Mare of Mount Buller just in front of Colours of Autumn. It's Mare of Mount Buller. She's tough. She'll stay all day, this. Mare of Mount Buller makes it 3 out of 3 this prep. Was able to fend off Colours of Autumn, and Our Gold Hope fought on for 3rd. Then About a Girl from Good Banter. A gap back to Czar Rose from Last Straw. Bolero Bell. Waikato Girl didn't close off, finishing near last.
3, 9, 6 and 10, but it is the 3 Mare of Mount Buller, the 3-year-old daughter of Dundeel, who proved too good there over the 1500 and puts together a hat-trick of wins after success first up at Kembla, then at Canterbury over the 1550, and now here over the 1500 at Rosehill. I wouldn't say it was an electric turn of foot, but geez, it was strong through the line. The margin was maybe half to 3/4 of a length at the 100, and if anything, it extended that final 100 metres. The 9 was game. Colours of Autumn loomed into the race as though it may go past, but it's just bumped into one a bit too good, and first up into its campaign should improve off the back of that. The 6, Our Gold Hope, and then the 10, I thought closed off pretty nicely there. Good Banter from the back. So a few runs with some merit, and clearly some big aspirations for a few of them, Brad, but 3, 9, 6 and 10. Mare of Mount Buller, too good. Good tipping, and well done to Shani as well from the yard.
Yeah, that makes it 3 on the bounce for this horse, and she's currently $15 in Oaks betting. Whether that stays around or not, I'm not too sure, but job done today. Good win on the back of a freshen up, so she's got improvement to come. I'll be very forgiving of those horses out the back, because that looked like a dash home, that last 400 metres. You saw in the middle stages, Last Straw got complete control, 12.36, 13.01 and 12.52, so did a good job there, given it looked like she was grinding home, but I do think she was pretty sharp that last little bit. Colours of Autumn, she's got improvement in her own right. The same can be said for Our Gold Hope, and Good Banter was a bit of an eye catcher over the concluding stages. Even About a Girl was nipping at the heels that last little bit. So I don't think we got a true reflection in terms of staying talent, but she did show a nice little turn of foot.
Yeah, Brad's just saying we probably didn't quite see the staying pedigree come through in this because it looked a little bit stop-starty. But that said, she's clearly a girl with a bit of promise. And is the Oaks a target?
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure which one. Obviously, Australian Oaks is definitely a target, but you've also got South Australia and Queensland. So we'll just see what James has got to say and see where it fits in. Hence the reason she needed to run today to get the ball rolling, and maybe there's still time yet to get her there. So, yeah, I think, our speed map showed that she might pay to be a little bit closer today, which we were, and it was a great ride from James, and yeah, it was good to see her strong that last 100 metres when she could have easily been run down, because there's still improvement to come, and certainly improvement with distance.
Pretty painless watch, really, but let's just talk about that progression, because the preparation started off on the provincial circuit. Now here we're at the midweeks and suddenly we're talking about Group 1. So clearly there's been a target in mind and some optimism with this girl.
Yeah, I think we say it a lot of times over and over again, but it's simple. Let horses achieve targets they can achieve, and they get a lot out of it. I think we do as people as well. And I will say it's good racing here at Rosehill for midweek races. If they get rid of Saturday racing at Rosehill, keep it as a midweek track at least, because it does give horses their chances. They get confidence from it, and they can go on to great things.
And it's a short trip for you.
And the horses.
Well done to Chris Waller. Gets another win. As I mentioned, he is having a big day. Shani, over to you.
Yeah, James, I know you like this filly, but there's so much to like about the look of her as well.
Yeah, for sure. She's come up a bit in terms of she's filled out a little bit since her last run. I see she's had a mid-prep trial, but today was workmanlike, just what we wanted to see. She's probably ridden a little bit out of her comfort zone, had to make a little bit of a long run on her, and she did a good job. Probably the win was better than what it looked, but for a 3-year-old filly looking at 2,000 metre races, probably perfect.
Did you feel you were a bit vulnerable late, like the other horse was coming?
I was, but she found, which was a pleasing thing to. And once she did feel that horse come, she surged again.
Well done.
Thanks.
He ran quite well first up. And Kira McAvoy answering the call this morning to take the ride on Unstoppable. So they're locked and loaded. The light is on for the Vinery Yearlings Handicap, and they're off and racing. And Amy McLucas had a finger on the trigger there of Gold Revolver and shoots it to an early lead. Extra Gear second, and Balkans being sent forward out wide. Just shading the favourite Lavero. Then came Wizard of Oz, then Triskelion, who's firing up midfield. Further back to Teles, taking a spot on the inside of Roussillon. And the last two peak on the inside of Unstoppable. So Gold Revolver in front down the side by 3/4 to Extra Gear. Balkans over racing in third on the outside of the favourite Lavero. So the favourite's getting a pretty charmed run back on the inside. A gap of 3 further back to Wizard of Oz from Triskelion. Roussillon peeling wide as they straighten up, and Gold Revolver in front from Extra Gears. Lavero's had a good run peeling off heels. Balkans tries to keep it in, and a good margin back to the rest of them at the 200. Extra Gear lays it down to Gold Revolver. Balkans grinding away on the outside. Gold Revolver's kicking hard up on the fence. It's Gold Revolver in front, fending off Extra Gear, Balkans, and Gold Revolver for Amy McLucas is going to lead all the way. One at a length to Balkans, Extra Gear third. Lavero, every hope behind them. Teles making ground, and then came Wizard of Oz. Further back to Peak, Triskelion, Roussillon, and Unstoppable.
Oh, I know we talk them up regularly as a stable and as a training partnership, but that is one hell of a performance. To be able to get Gold Revolver to win first up of such a long break. We haven't seen this horse since the English Sprint, 4th of March last year. Now suddenly returning here and returning with a bang. Gold Revolver did shoot out of the gates. Amy McLucas straight to the lead and proved too strong. That 2 kilo claim helping as well. But over the 1100, I reckon she just needed to get to the front and get that win, and that she has. So well done to Waterhouse and Bott. Well done to Amy. The 9 has run in for second, that being Balkans. Loomed the winner, but the front runner just had too much in the tank. The 10 Extra Gear, again, loomed as a chance, but ultimately popped and bumped into one too good. And the 4 Lavero, given every chance, leaders back and wasn't able to make any ground whatsoever. So it's in a photo for 4th with the 13, that being Tellez, but the 1 Gold Revolver. Don't know how they've done that, Bradley.
Yeah, it's an easy game in hindsight, isn't it? Gold Revolver, double figure odds, 1100 metres, straight to the front, dry track, Rosehill, catch me if you can, and they simply couldn't. So they'd obviously poured the work into him, sustained that speed and just kept on running, and he was holding them comfortably on the line. So you're right, Ben, a big training performance to get him ready first up, and he's saluted. So he's building a nice little record, obviously on the sidelines for a year, but that's now 4 from 8. You can't do much more than that. Balkans, he's ready for 1200 metres next time, and Extra Gear just peaked on her run that little bit at the finish. She'll come on from that. Wizard of Oz was okay too, just poking home late, but Gold Revolver straight to the front, catch me if you can, and they couldn't.
The 4th of March 2023, the last time we saw this horse. Now first up here, Rosehill at the midweek Metros, and you've got to win. That's a big training performance, mate. Well done.
Yeah, no, look, full credit to the horse. He's returned in great shape, nice tough effort, and a great ride by Amy. She won it at the start there and sort of really was able to take control in the early stages, and from that point she rated him really well, so it's good to see Amy riding with such confidence, and she was strong late. When the horse needed to, she picked it up at the furlong. He was good through the line.
You said a little bit earlier that he might have some improvement in him, given it has been such a long break and first up at the races here. If there is marked improvement, you're in for a big campaign.
Yeah, look, I guess sort of that's always in the back of your mind, just the length of time that they've had off the scene, and there's only so much we can do at home and with the trials and that sort of race day pressure. But I guess sort of being a sprinting sort of type, and he is pretty genuine in his work at home, so he does get himself pretty fit pretty easily.
He's building a nice record. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Congratulations to Adrian Bott and Gay Waterhouse, who I'm sure is watching at home, and she'll be particularly pleased with Gold Revolver winning there. 1, 9, 10 and the 13 did in fact beat the 4 for that 4th spot. The overall time 104.45, and that last 600 in 34.11. So 104.45 and 34.11 the times there. The margin, it was a length on the line, so has done it easily in the end. Gold Revolver at double figures, and the margin between second and third half a length. But Shani, as we come to you, Amy McLucas is doing a fantastic job and gets yet another Metro winner there with that 2 kilo claim.
Yeah, she rated him beautifully, didn't she? So Amy's riding really well at the moment. The 2 kilos helped, and Amy, that was a really nice effort off a long break.
Yeah, he has had a long time off, but Gay and Adrian's horses always come to the races very fit and very ready to go.
Have you had much to do with him at home?
I haven't actually. Gay did ask me that this morning, but I don't think I've started on him.
Did you always feel like you had enough left in the tank?
Yeah, definitely. Began super, and I just got a lovely time in transit, and once we quickened, I didn't have to ask for too much effort, but he was just there and honest the whole way.
Well done.
Thanks.
Goes in to complete the lineup. There's the light, and we're ready to go for the last year for the midweeker at Rosehill. Set to go. And they're racing, and Desire left the gates all right. So to the favourite Soldier of Rome, given a dig up, and Kokoro revved up out of the gates. Tenderise landed in a very forward roll as well. So there's three of them battling out in the first furlong. Going into fourth, Cadetship on the outside of Desire. Then came From the Bush on the outside of Queen of Dragons. Killer Kerr back on the inside of Ironton improving. Well back then is Anderson Bridge from Jacob's Time, and Better Explain as last. Soldier of Rome hasn't crossed Kokoro yet. Well, the pace is a bit faster than expected here, and Kokoro. Nash is kicking up on the favourite Soldier of Rome, and they've declared each other on. They're out by 4 lengths on Tenderise, and a gap back to Cadetship. Further back to Desire from the Bush, and then came Queen of Dragons. Ironton back in the field enjoying the very good tempo. Then Killer Kerr from Jacob's Time, Anderson Bridge, and Better Explain last of all. It's Kokoro and Soldier of Rome eyeballing each other around the corner. Coming back to Tenderise, then Cadetship being cuddled into the straighter. Further back to Desire, Queen of Dragons. Ironton gets to the outside, inside the 300, and those 2 leaders are gone. Cadetship quickly moved up to take the lead by 2 on Tenderise, and Ironton's got the last shot of them now. It's Cadetship in front, 100 out, a length and a half clear from Ironton. Tenderise the inside. It's Cadetship kicking near the line, and Cadetship's going to see it out. Desire got up to grab second, Tenderise third. Jacob's Time late on the scene, and Ironton loomed but didn't close it off, nor Queen of Dragons. Further back to Soldier of Rome, then Killer Kerr, Kokoro from the Bush, and Better Explain.
3-9, and a tight go between the 18 and the 12. Cadetship is 6th up from the break today and finally gets that win on the board. This preparation went very close last time out there at Warwick Farm. A beautiful run in behind Guevara. That was over the 1400. Repeats the dose here in a benchmark 72 and gets the win for James McDonald, who in the process, I believe, takes out the Jockey Challenge. He was second favourite for that and will take it out from Tim Clark. So the 9 in for second, that being Desire. Dylan Gibbons had a little bit of each way support. The 18 was a nice run, Tenderise, and so too I was a little bit taken with that first up run of Jacob's Time. Need to watch the replay a couple of times, but certainly one that I'd be keen to throw into the black book on first inspection. Brad, what did you make of the last?
Yeah, he was the fittest horse on the scene, wasn't he? So he had the benefit of being deep into his preparation. To his credit, though, he was left in front a fair way from home. You thought maybe a couple would jump out of the ground at him late, but he held a pretty comfortable margin at the finish, so deserved that. A great ride by James McDonald after those 2 leaders went pretty quick out in front. A few eye catchers in behind. Tenderise with clear running improved on what he did there first up. Ironton, I thought, had his chance. Desire ticked off that 1400 metre box. I don't think Queen of Dragons had a lot of luck there over the concluding stages, and you're right, Jacob's Time right down the outside. So I think there's quite a few we can follow from that race.
Yeah, there was a breakneck speed, wasn't there? And we saw a few horses just fall back in the others' laps, but it has been a monster day for Chris Waller and his team. Chris must have decided to give himself an early mark, so Charlie's been good enough to join me. Invader Zim, earlier on in the day, was a good winner. Seafall knocked me and nearly everyone else out of the quaddie. That was good. Merriman Buller looks progressive, and now you've taken out the last. It's been a big day.
Yeah, been a huge day for the stable. Obviously, love these Rosehill Wednesday meetings. It's a great opportunity for horses coming through the grades to race on a big Saturday class track. So we often have a strong team at these meetings, and that's proved to be the case today.
Okay, Cadetship has some owners pretty close to my heart. I'm sure they would have been celebrating hard today, but they've had an interesting preparation. Last time out, they hit the line really well, but we were just waiting for that next win. We finally got it today.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, he probably should have won last start, and I think we can get sort of lulled into a false sense of security by riding him a little bit too far forward, which we've sort of stressed to James, don't do that today, and we'll give him a nice passive, easy first half, and then he'll rocket home and hit the line, and that's exactly what he did. He is, I guess, a little bit frustrating to follow at the Kenzo and tracks like that, but look, if he's allowed the opportunity to wind up, he certainly does.
Hey, one last thing.
Come on,
Tell me about your ownership today.
Hurry up, Ben.
You ran second to a stablemate, is that right? You part-owned one that ran second?
Yeah, I did. Discover in the Cook's colours. Yeah, got nutted on the line, but anyway, we lived to fight another day, and still good prize money in second.
Yeah, you're right. Spot on. Now, Shani, you need to be patient. So too does James. Tell him to be nice and stop shaking his head. He loves me deep down.
No one likes waiting for you, Ben. That was a nice win. He's no superstar, but he's honest.
Jeez, I thought that was never going to end. He's been knocking at the door, and I thought he was going to be knocking at the door when he hit the front at fairway from home, but to his credit, he dug enough and dug deep enough and got a victory. But yeah, nice solid win.
Well done.
Thank you.